Wow, amazing. Wow, nice job. Wow. As this is the first day of the chicks that we are using charcoal, they are very happy. Wow, so amazing. The voice of the farmer. Hello my viewers, thank you for watching. Welcome to my channel, the channel that we watch about business, the channel that we are specified on farming, poultry farming. This is the best channel for running for the business, and we are specified in poultry farming. In specific, we specify on the diseases. This we are learning about the diseases that affect poultry farming. The last time we check about coccidiosis, we check signs, symptoms, and everything. Today again we are going to specify with Newcastle disease. Also, it is a deadly disease that affect poultry farm or birds or your chicks. Remember guys, we are specified in broiler farming. Also, we are in the diseases we are going to check both broiler farming and layers farming. So kindly consider to subscribe my channel, watch until the end. Guys, this is amazing. Today we are going to specify in the Newcastle disease. This is a deadly disease. This is the one of the worstest disease in poultry farm, but we are going to run slowly but sure. We are going to take all the points that will help us when you are going to start a business. And if you have already started farming, specified in the poultry farming, still this will help you to know or to take points that you may require. Once you see the signs and symptoms, you are going to run because for one, in Newcastle, it doesn't have cure. All what we do, it is to prevent and to try and to avoid, but for now it doesn't have cure. So what we do, it is not treating, but we try to manage, but not treating. For now, no cure. So what we did, guys, we try to check those signs, symptoms, and then we are going to check on how we can avoid this deadly disease, because it is a virus disease. So it is very hard to deal with virus disease because it doesn't have cures. Once you realize the disease is all about virus, we don't have cure for that for now. So what we do, we try to manage. So kindly guys, watch until the end. We are going to tackle most and very important points. So guys, watch until the end. We are going to check the definition of the Newcastle disease. Newcastle disease. What is a Newcastle disease? It is a viral disease which species is known as Paromazoviral type 1, which affect respiratory system and also affect the central nervous CNS. Newcastle, it is one of the deadly disease that have no cure, because once you heard about viral disease, it have no cure. What we do, we just try to prevent and to control, and also we try to manage it, but we don't have cure for now. So it is a deadly disease because it affects the central nervous system of the chick. Also, we have some signs, symptoms, and how we can control, because we don't have any kind of medication to the Newcastle. So now we are going straight to check how we can or we need to know how we can do away with this the disease. So let us guys start with signs and those symptoms that you are going to notice your chicks or your birds are affected by Newcastle. The first sign to see, you will see they will have fluffy feathers, or feathers will have that it is as if they are studying or they are repelling from each other. They are fluffy feathers. And also the next thing that you can see, they will have diarrhea. How do you differentiate the Newcastle diarrhea and the other diarrheas? For this, they will have watery diarrhea, and diarrhea will have a greenish color, and sometimes it will have bloody. That is how you know or you notice this it is diarrhea from chicks or birds that are affected by Newcastle disease, because it will be greenish and also sometimes it will be bloody. That is how you know, you differentiate, because we have so many kind of diarrheas in chick, but for that one you know by that greenish. So that is the first sign you can see. Also you'll notice respiratory disease that start from mouth, that you see the first sign by uh, gasping, coughing, and also diarrhea, watery diarrhea that is greenish in color. Those are the signs that you see for respiratory. Also, it affects central nervous system, whereby once it is affected central nervous system, chick or bird will lose balance, and also tetrocholis, that is twisting of the neck, or it keep the neck upside down, because it loses balance, because it is affected central nervous system. Once central nervous systems are affected, it will lose balance and it will twist the neck. So that is another sign of the disease of the Newcastle. Guys, we have three types of strain. We have three types of strain. The most common, we have three. Lentogenic strain. This is not that serious in terms of affection. So nephrogenic strain, it is the first stage of the Newcastle, whereby this one it will affect. For this one, you just see the signs, and like greenish watery diarrhea, that is greenish poop. Then this one it have respiratory signs, that is thing, gasping. Those are the signs that you see in this nephrogenic strain. So for that one, it is the first stage. Now we have the second one, and this is a bit more serious because it is the second stage. So the second one is mesogenic strain. Also this one, it is more serious, lentogenic strain. So it lowers the production of the egg. This one, you cannot notice the signs apart from lowering the production of the egg, but it doesn't have any sign. Another sign that you can notice, they are under infection. So the first thing that you see, they lower the production of the eggs. Also it will lay separate eggs, and sometimes it lay the eggs that are cellless, that without shell, so, or with a thin layer of shell. That is the sign that you notice your birds or chickens are affected with Newcastle. So also the thing that you notice, once you see they lay the eggs that are thin layer of the shell, in this stage of the eggs, embryo will be more watery and more separatable. Once you check inside, embryo will be it will be separatable from the yolk. The yolk, it is that one, the yellow one. In the egg we have the yolk and embryo. Embryo will be watery, it will have more water. That once you see that sign, and also the eggshell will be thin, or they will lay eggs without shells. That is the one sign that you notice, or that you're able to know, you're able to know your chicks or your birds are affected, are infected with Newcastle disease.
Hello guys, this is what we mean. Here we have two eggs. These are the normal eggs. You can see them, how they look like. They are normal eggs. Now we are going to check whether they are affected with the Newcastle. This is how it look like. Here we have albumin, and then we have the yolk, the yellow one here. As you can see, we have watery. This albumin is watery. This is how it is looking like. The yolk already is break. It can be able, you can able to correct it, so it have affected.
From there, you are going to see the sign from there to the broilers. That one will with the mesogenic. This one will the mortality rate will be very high. They will within 1 or 2 to 3 days it can affect or it can finish your bird 50% within 4 or to 5 days. Then the rate goes higher gradually from there. From day 2 going to day 5, the rate go increasing or gradually for the broilers. This will affect them crazy. So if you realize they are affected with Newcastle, kindly, the more you're able to attend your bird early, the more you save your bird. So for the broilers, this one it will affect them more. So it is good you start that because all what you can do there, it is only to manage or to control, because we don't have any cure for that one. So you have to make sure you manage on time to avoid mortality rate to be higher. So the first you attend your birds, you save the mortality rate. So guys, there you have to be able to attend and to do the necessary. I'll give the point of how you can able to manage, because we don't have cure. That strain is virogenic strain. Virogenic strain, this is the worst stage of the disease of the strain, because this one will affect both a very high rate of mortality. So in this stage, It is the worst stage, and if you will not attend your bird on time, you ended up losing your birds with a very high rate, because for the birds, this is the we get chorus, that is twisting of the neck. You find your chicks, they are up and their neck, they twist their neck, uh, they are looking upside down because they are twisting their neck, because it affects the central nervous system. Once it is affected, your cheeks will lose balance. This is the time where your birds will paralyze, both legs and the wings will paralyze. Your cheeks will remain seated on the litters for a few days or few hours. Then they will have they will die slowly, gradually, because this is the last stage of the uh, strain. So for this one, once it reaches virogenic stage, this you have to for the broilers or for the chicks, for the small, for the baby chicks, uh, that is chicks that they are from 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks. I advise you can restart again, because once they are affected, they are less 2 weeks, 1 week, and they are affected. It is very good to restart again, because you have to boost their immune. You can restart again. You can start with giving them vitamin, especially vitamin C and D. It is very important. Then you can put temperatures. You can also add your temperatures again, because with 2 weeks already you have withdrawn the temperatures, because they will feel you see them, they are running to those corners, because they want quiet place. They don't like movements. So what you can do to save your chicks, baby chicks, you can restart them again. You can warm the room. You can start raising the temperatures again from 0. You can give them starter. For the feed, you can give them starter mash or the starting food, starting feed. You can start them, you can restart again, because once you restart again, you will boost their immune. Because for the starting, those feeds or those attention, they have the best immune system. They will boost their immune, because once you boost their immune, they will do away with that Newcastle very fast, because already their immune is good. So you have to raise or to boost their immune, and so that to avoid losing your birds. Also, the thing that you need to know here is that the infected birds, this is the disease that they can get infect. It is a disease that they can infect each other. So this disease flow from the infected bird to an infected bird. So also this is it can be infected through weed, and the distance that you need to keep from another farms, from 4 kilometers to 8 kilometers. That is the length that the Newcastle can be grown by the weed, or it can be transferred from the weed. This is a disease whereby it can be transmitted. They can transmit from one farm to the other. So we have so many ways of this transmission of the disease. The first thing, it is through visitors. from another farm, because we said this one, it can be transmitted through weed, it can be transmitted through means of transport, when you are transporting them or when you are transporting your feeds. So also this one can be transmitted through visitors, as we say, from one farm to the other. So also through rat and those mice and those wild birds. From the wild birds, they can infect your birds. They can take from another farm to your farm. Mostly wild birds, they can be infected by Newcastle, and then because this is something, the disease that can be transmitted through weed, they can able to infect your bird. So also rats, avoid, make sure you cover your area where you keep your chicks, to avoid those insects and birds and also rats to get in your flock, because they can infect your chicks. So here you have to maintain your room sealed well. Also, it can be transmitted through the equipment, that is feeders and drinkers. You have to disinfect or to wash them thoroughly after you use. From once you dispose, for example, once you dispose your chicks, your birds, let's say broiler, you have to disinfect your room at least 21 days before another frog. You have to wash them, or to wash or to clean or to disinfect the room. Bioinfectants. You look for those disinfectants that are effective to those bacteria. You can clean the whole room. Then you can make sure you have biodisinfectant. You wash your room very well before you have another frog, to avoid Newcastle disease. So this one, it is very important to note that once your equipment are not thoroughly clean, add cleaning of equipment, as I usually say, you don't clean them with any kind of detergent. Avoid. Clean them with clean water, and also make sure you keep them where they can get dry. Make sure they are dry. Keep them to dry, so that to avoid those bacteria. Maybe they are stick with water. Make sure before you get them inside your room of your chicks, they are dry after washing. Now you can use after they are dry. So that is also very important to note, guys. Also, another thing that you need to know is that once your birds are affected with this Newcastle disease, what you can avoid here, avoid any kind of stress. What do I mean with any kind of stress? If you were to move your chicks to another bigger room, or to extend them, if you notice they are infected with Newcastle, they need quiet place. So avoid movement at that level. Avoid making movement at that level, because their immune is very low. And also the next thing you need to know is that avoid hooting or giving them stress with any kind of noise. Avoid it, because this, what it does for this, it will raise plasma, it will populate itself. What it does is that once you give them stress, mycoplasma, once it start populating itself, it will affect the bird, and the bird will slowly die because of stress. It doesn't require any kind of movement, and then avoid stress of any kind. If they get stressed, you lose a lot of birds. So avoid any kind of stress. Restart them again. It is very important. Also, make sure you give them quality feed. Quality feed here, it can save your bird, you know, because you are restarting them again. Give them quality feed. Once you give them quality feed, they'll boost their immune, because here what we are trying to do, it is to boost their immune system, so that if you boost their immune system, what you are going to do is that they'll have that immune system, it will be very good. Now what they will do is that they'll keep that, because this we don't have cure. What we do is that it will be able to be manageable. It will be managed through giving them quality feed. We can check the difference between layers and also broiler, that when they are affected. Once we start with the broilers, the rate of feed consumption of the broiler will decrease with 40% once they are infected with the Newcastle disease. Also, to the layers, the rate of consumption of the feeds will decrease in the rate of the 30%. It will decrease the rate of the consumption of the feeds. Also, the rate of mortality in the broilers will be very high. Within from 2 days to 5 days, it will be almost 50%. From 4 days to 6 days, it can be 90 or almost to clear your flock. So for the broilers, this kind of disease, Newcastle, it will affect them most. The rate of mortality, it will be very high. Within a few days, it can clear your flock. For the layers, you might not see any sign of the sickness, but what they will do, the rate of egg production will be lower with 40%. It will go gradually as the disease persists, if not well controlled. So the rate of the egg production will be low. That is the sign that you may able to notice for the layers. But for the broilers, the rate of mortality will be very high. Within a few days, it can finish your flock. So this one, it is deadly disease. For the affected bird, it will always lie on the litter all time. It will not be able to feed well. Also, it will have that dizziness or dozing all time with 1 or 2 eyes closed. That is another sign to notice that they have Newcastle disease. Also, it will most of the time they will be very quiet, all time lying in the. The next is the crest and the head sinuses. It will have numerous hemorrhages. Also, it will have dark red color or purple color at the edge of sinuses. The crest, due to low supply of oxygen in red blood cell. That will cause the purple or the red color in the crest. Crest is the things that are crest. You can see crest in the top head of the chicken, especially cock. It have a crest. Crest are those red red thing that is on the head of the chicken. It is called crest. So it will be purple in color or dark red, almost looking like a blood, dark color of the red dark color or purple color on the top of all the edges of the crest. We have permanent paralysis. This is whereby nervous systems are of the bird are permanently died, whereby the bird will move by hopping with one leg because it is permanently paralyzed. It is once it is permanent paralyzed, the nervous systems are died, and we have that other paralyzed, whereby it is not like permanent because nervous systems are still functioning. That is semi-paralyzed. So for this one, nervous systems are still working, but it is hopping with one leg, be supported by wings for moving. So, wow guys, that is all about Newcastle disease. As I always say, farming is the best. With farming, if you make an effort, if you make sure you have the information, farming is the best. You can get everything that you need through farming. So farming guys, it's all the best. We have checked about the Newcastle disease. That is all about Newcastle disease guys. Kindly subscribe, share this video guys. All the best. I wish you all the best. Until next video guys, goodbye. Hello guys, bye, root you guys, bye, subscribe here done guys.